Good morning children, welcome back to our economics online class. We were discussing about chapter 2 national income accounting. We have already discussed about what is national income, how to measure national income in value added method, income method and expenditure method. Today we will continue with the remaining topic that are real GDP, nominal GDP and also the relationship between GDP and welfare. So let's start our section with the concept of real and nominal GDP, which is very important topic from the point of view of examination. Okay children? Gross domestic product, or it is also known as GDP. It indicates the size of an economy. GDP considered as the very base for estimation of national income, and it also indicates measuring rod of growth of an economy. So what is GDP? GDP is money value of the final goods and services produced in the domestic territory of an economy in an accounting year. That is, GDP is simply the sum total of the goods sold in an economy at a given price. So there is a question, which price is being taken for the estimation of GDP? So on the basis of this price taken for the measurement of GDP, GDP is divided into two. They are real GDP and nominal GDP. What is real GDP? Real GDP is measured. The GDP is measured as the product of current year quantity, that is denoted by Q1, and base year price, that is denoted by P0, is known as real GDP. Okay, GDP is measured as the product of current year quantity and base year price is known as real GDP. So here base year is a stable year. That's why real GDP is also known as GDP at constant price. Then it denoted by sigma P0 Q1. Sigma is indicated for sum and P0 is the price of base year and Q1 indicate quantity of current year. Okay. Then the next one is nominal GDP. Nominal GDP is measured as the product of current year quantity Q1 and the current year price P1 is known as nominal GDP. Okay, current year quantity and current year price. So it is also known as GDP at current prices. So it is indicated by sigma P1 Q1. So this is the nominal GDP. Then what are the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP? So real GDP is calculated at base year price. We can take a year as base year. So it is calculated at base year or constant price. At the same time, nominal GDP is calculated at the prevailing market price or current market price. Then real GDP is affected by changes in output only. If there is any changes, it will affect the real GDP. At the same time, nominal GDP is affected by the changes in the price level also. Okay, if there is any changes in price level, it also indicated in nominal GDP. Then real GDP gives a real picture of an economy. That is, it shows the changes in production, or we can understand production status of an economy with the help of real GDP. Whereas in nominal GDP, it gives a wrong picture of condition of an economy. It doesn't tell about the production status of an economy. Suppose if there is any inflation or instability in price level, the GDP varies according to that without any change in output. So it's give a wrong picture. Which one is give wrong picture? That is nominal GDP gives a wrong picture of condition of an economy. Then real GDP is reliable measures to compare development take place in the economy. Whereas nominal GDP is an unreliable measures to compare economic development. So these are the difference between real and nominal GDP. So we can understand with the help of a table. Here this table shows the real and nominal GDP of a country. Here we assume that there are three sectors A, B, C, and the second column represents the current year quantity, that is quantity Q1, and third column represents base year price P0. We can take it P0 as the base year, and fourth column represents current year price, that is prevailing market price. Then how to calculate real GDP? Or it can be calculated by P0 Q1. Here P0 is 100 and Q1 is 100, so it is 10,000. Then for B it is 2,500 and for C 200. Then what about the nominal GDP? Nominal GDP can be calculated by P1 Q1. Here for sector A, P1 is 300 and quantity is same, that is 100. So it is 30,000, and for B it is 7,500 and for sector C 800. So total real GDP is equal to 12,700 and nominal GDP is equal to 38,300. So the difference is not only a monetary difference. Output is same. Okay. Here the quantity sold in the market is same, but difference carried out only due to change in price level. From the example, we can understand real GDP increase only due to change in output, but nominal GDP shows a high figure without any rise in output. Okay, this is the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP. Then next is we are going to understand about how can we convert nominal GDP into real GDP. Okay, conversion of nominal GDP into real GDP. Here the value of nominal GDP can be converted into real GDP by using a simple formula, that is real GDP is equal to nominal GDP into price index into 100. Okay, real GDP is equal to nominal GDP divided by price index into 100. Here 100 is the price index of base year. Then we have already studied in statistics how can we calculate price index. Price index can be calculated by price of market in the specific year divided by price of base year into 100. That is the price index of given year. So real GDP is equal to nominal GDP divided by price index into 100. Here 100 is the price index of base year. Okay, 100 is the price index of base year. So from this formula we can also calculate GDP deflator. So what is deflator? It is the average price change of all goods and services that add up to GDP. That is the average price change is indicated by GDP deflator, and it can calculated by nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100. Then if I have to calculate GNP deflator, it would be nominal GNP divided by real GNP into 100. So take an example. Here, suppose nominal GDP is rupees 2,500 crore, real GNP is equal to rupees 3,000 crore. So how can we calculate GNP deflator? GNP deflator is equal to nominal GNP divided by real GNP into 100. Here nominal GNP is 2,500 divided by real GNP 3,000 crore into 100, that is 83.33%. GNP deflator is 33%, then we are rounding up it into 83%. So here the value of 83% indicate that the price level come down by 70%. How can we understand this? It by 100 minus 83. So 100 is always, the base year value is always taken as 100. So it is price level come down by 70%. So it indicates that there is, if normal GDP is greater than real GDP, it indicates that there is a rise in price level, and if nominal GDP is less than real GDP, the price level is reduces as compared to base year. Okay, so this is the GNP deflator or GDP deflator. Then let us understand the concept of GDP and welfare. What is welfare? It is a relative concept. It varies from one person to another, and it is also a highly subjective concept which cannot be quantified. Therefore, economists have used the term economic welfare. So what is economic welfare? Economic welfare is that part of social welfare which can be measured in terms of money. So in economics, GDP is generally regarded as the index of welfare. Then from among the GDP, real GDP considered as the better indicator of welfare than the nominal GDP. The larger real GDP means larger output, it increases employment, as a result it increases income, and high level of income facilitate larger consumption expenditure, which in turn causes increase in welfare. Students, is GDP real index of welfare? What is your opinion? When we take GDP as index of welfare, definitely it has some limitations. What are they? First one, rapid increase in population. In case the growth rate of population is very high, it will not promote welfare. Then the second one, uneven distribution of GDP. When talking about GDP and welfare, distribution of GDP is very important. If the GDP of the country is rising, the welfare may not rise as a consequence, because as the rise in GDP may be concentrated in the hands of few people, for the rest the income may have fallen. So uneven distribution may not or will not increase the welfare, and at the same time and also GDP increased due to increase in the production of socially undesirable products like drugs, liquor, etc. The welfare will not increase. Then third one, high rate of inflation. So nominal GDP may rise, but real GDP will fall due to increase in the price level or increased inflation. High rate of inflation reduces the purchasing power of the people, causing a fall in welfare. Then the fourth one, externalities. What is externalities? Externalities refers to the benefit or harms an individual or a firm causes to another for which they are not paid. For example, fishermen losing livelihood due to loss of aquatic life caused by pollution made by factory. It is a negative externality. Increase in the value of property that result for construction of a new road is a example of positive externality. That is, social benefits are called positive externality. Social costs are called negative externality. If any activity generates positive externality, social welfare will increase. Social welfare will fall if negative externalities are generated. Next one, public good. Public goods are those goods and services which are available to everyone at no cost. This do not generate any income for the supplier. Hence, these are not counted in estimating national income. Suppose authority levy a charge on such public goods like park, street lighting, roads, etc. This begin to generate income and are now counted in the estimation of national income. As a result, domestic product increases. Then the next one, non-traded goods and services. That is non-monetary goods and services. A large amount of goods and services remain unpaid, like cooking, cleaning and washing at home. This results in underestimation of GDP. Then the last one, unreliable data. Correct estimation of GDP are not available in most of the underdeveloped countries. Several exchange transactions are still conducted in the rural area without the use of money. So such transactions are never recorded in the estimation of GDP. Underestimated GDP cannot be considered as the true measure of welfare. So in the view of this limitation, economists have been developing other indicators of economic welfare such as Gross National Happiness Index, Human Development Index, etc. So from this we can understand that the welfare, economic welfare is not only real income, increase in the real income, but it comprises a lot of factors like job satisfaction, employment prospects, leisure time, environmental or air pollution or pollution free environment, happiness level, life expectancy and healthcare, education, cost of living, housing facilities, etc. So all these are comprised in economic welfare. Okay students, this is the last topic in this chapter. So chapter 2, national income, some basic concept get finished. In this chapter we have learned about the basic concept in national income accounting. Then the golden formulas of national income accounting, how to convert market price into factor cost, gross value into net value, national product into domestic product, etc. Then also we have learned national income aggregates like GDP, GNP, then NNP, etc. And the methods of national income measurement. There are 3 methods for measuring national income. They are value added method, income method and expenditure method. Then today we have discussed about real GDP and nominal GDP and also GDP and welfare. This chapter is very important, so you have to study it well. Okay students, so let's wind up today's session. So as usual, you have to watch the URL, attend the test paper and download your notes. We will meet in the next class with new chapter. Until then, bye.